Hi, this is Avar from Scrappy Mania. Today we're going to create a card. We're going to create a Christmas card. And for this one's going to be very simple. I'm using papers from this paper stack called Old Christmas Tree from My Mind's Eye. I'm determined to get rid of this paper stack plus the other one that I have, either by creating cards or by creating layouts for this year. So that way the only thing I need to do is plop down my pictures and I'm done for this year for my Christmas layouts. So what I'm going to use, and before I tell you what I'm going to use, this is my plan. My plan is to have my saying up here is going to be stamped on the top. It's going to have a band up on like 1/3 up, and that's going to get embossed. It's going to have another different color of embossed paper in the middle. It's going to have two ornaments that I've cut out of that paper stack, and then it's going to have another piece of paper around it, and that's pretty much it. So let me show you what I have. I'm going to use this Fisker saying Season Greetings that I purchased at Tuesday morning. So I'm going to be using this for my saying, and I'm actually thinking about using Merry Christmas, but I'm going to use Christmas and then use Merry on top of it. I am going to use this stamp, and this is a Making Memory stamp that I purchased some time ago, and it's the magnetic stamps. So I'm using this Rummage, that's the font, and I already have it set up that says Merry. The other thing I'm going to be using is a stamping spot by Stampin' Up, and is Burlesque Burgundy. This is what I'm going to use to stamp my my greeting. Of course, I got my bow maker because I'm going to create a bow. Then I'm going to be using two embossing folders. This one is by Anna Griffin, and actually I'm not going to use this paper. I'm going to put it aside. This one's from Anna Griffin, and this is called Circular Grid. And then this is another one. Now this is a Tim Holtz alteration, and I'm using this one. Now it doesn't have a name. I don't see a name to it, but this is what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using these two embossing powder folders. These are my ornaments, and what I did is I took papers from the paper stack, and I cut out some of the embellishments from that paper, layered it together, put some foam dots underneath, and those are going to be my ornaments, and they're going to go like this. The cardstock that I'm going to be using, this is just regular cardstock, which measures 5.5 by 4 1/4. My panel that's going to be over the cardstock here, like that. This one measures 4 1/4 by 5.5. Let me make sure. Oh, I got the measurement in the back. Sorry, 5.5 by 4 1/4. My band is 4 inches by 1, and then this is a 4 by 4, and this is a 4 by 5 1/4. So let me go ahead and get started. And what I want to do first is to emboss my 4 by 4, and I'm also going to emboss my 4 inch by 1 inch cardstock. I think I want to use this nice little texture by Tim Holtz to create, let's see, this is going to be my, and you gotta make sure which side you want, because I want the raised sides to be up, so I want the depressed side on the back. So this is the bumpy side is on this side, and this is the depressed side. So I want to make sure that I put my cardstock on the bumpy side, facing upward, the right side up on the bumpy side. Sometimes I kind of get confused, and I don't do it right, so that's why I always got to make sure that I have it just right. Okay, so now I am going to take, hold on, Let me get my plates. You're going to need an A plate, a B plate. Put your embossing folder on, and then my other B plate, and I'm just going to run it through the Cuttlebug. Then I'm going to take my 4 and 1 inch, the same thing. I want to make sure I put it evenly spaced in between that this grid, so you can play with it until you get it just right. And if you want, you can also put an adhesive in the back if you don't want it to move. But I think I have it just right there. And let me bring it a little lower. There. Perfect. As you can see, it's gonna be almost perfect. It's gonna be a straight line. Because what I want to avoid is to have it crooked and not be on a straight line. So again, A plate and 2 B plates. Run it through. Now when you have warp plates like I have here, these are perfect for embossing. You don't really, you can use them for cutting, but you get a not as even cut when you have them kind of warped like that, but it's perfect for embossing. Okay, so here's my 2 embossing panel. And you know what? Now that I see the white core coming out, I think I would like to distress a little more and bring some more of that white core out of my cardstock. Okay. That's nice and distressed. Now you notice that it has a lot of dust, so I take a soft brush. Now this brush is something that you use for your fingernails, but I use it to kind of get rid of the dust and kind of bring back the shine to my paper. And see how it brought back the shine a little bit? It doesn't look as cloudy or as dusty. Okay, so I got that. And you can even use a cotton, sometimes I use a damp cotton swab, just to make sure I get rid of all the dust. It's just like when you're sanding furniture. When you sand furniture, you always go over with a tacky cloth to get rid of the sandpaper of your furniture, on your furniture. It's the same thing. Okay. And see all that dust that was there? See, all this dust that is being picked up could be on your card if you don't kind of get rid of the dust on your card before you assembled it. Okay, so now that we have that, go ahead, I'm going to mount this here, but before I mount that there, I'm going to go ahead and mount this panel first. And because I embossed it, you need to use liquid adhesive or some kind of adhesive that's going to be able to go inside the grooves and make sure that it's going to stay put. Tape runner will not work, I don't think, because it stays in the surface, it doesn't go all the way through. But liquid adhesive is better for embossed pieces like this. Okay. Now this next piece is going to go, and I want to leave a little bit of my red showing right on top. Okay, again, I'm going to use some liquid adhesive because I have some bumpy surface here. It's embossed, and I want to make sure that it adheres well to my embossed piece underneath it. And see how that looks? It's looking pretty nice. Okay, so now I'm ready to stamp my saying. And I'm being very brave here because I am going to stamp it on the piece first. Get my, okay, I'm going to take my block. That's going to go there. And then Merry Christmas hopefully will fit there. So let me go ahead and ink my saying. I love how that looks. I didn't really mess it up. That's perfect. And then I'm going to put this upside down. And there, I got Merry Christmas. Perfect. Now I am going to mount this panel on here like so. But before I mount it, I'm going to go ahead and place my my embellishments. And actually I should have put a little bit. Let me see how, you can always go back and put some of this on there. And then let's put this one here. So what I should have done, so if you're doing a similar card like mine, just put your ribbon first. Like what I'm doing here, putting my ribbon first. Then we'll place this a little higher. And I'm putting a lot of adhesive because I want to make sure it stays in place. I'm going to be giving these to a friend of mine and to family, and I really don't want it to kind of break apart on them. Okay, so I did have a ribbon. Do I really want to put a ribbon? Maybe I'll put a small little ribbon. I think that'll be good enough. I don't think I need a ribbon like I was planning to do because I do have those strip. Oops. Now I'm going to make sure place that on this panel. And another reason why I like liquids when I'm placing these also is because I can move it around and this adhesive dries clear. so it will look fine. So there, I'm complete with this panel. So now I am going to take my card and make sure this is nice and clean. That's another thing. Sometimes what happens is I tend to kind of get things dirty with my hands or with the inking. So when you have a white piece of cardstock or cream cardstock, notice that I have stuff here. Just clean the surface. So I went ahead and folded up my cardstock. So now we're going to place this panel on top of here. So I'm going to put some glue in the back. And then I'm going to make sure, so I'm going to bring it up to me, and I am just going to make sure that I place it right where it belongs. Oops. And see, it's a good thing I use liquid adhesive because I put it upside down. It's there. And then notice that my measurement for the card is not, there's a little bit left out like here, like you can see there. So that's easy to fix. You just take your scissors and cut it off. And there. Guess my measurements were not as perfect as I thought they were. Okay, so there's my card. So here's my card. Very simple to do. And got one more card done for Christmas. So I hope you like this tutorial. Very simple. And come back to see me for some more cards. I will be creating some more Christmas cards throughout the month of November. I'm just getting ready to mail these out in December. So thank you for watching. Bye now.